Hi everyone. Today I've been making a recipe. When I was searching all over the internet looking for a recipe, a Western recipe that is simple and lovely, in which that I can locally easily get the ingredients. So I came across a recipe called Forked Biscuit. I love that name, Forked Biscuit. Number one is that the use of the fork in the recipe, and the second one, biscuit. For me to bake biscuit at home is a kind of concept that is completely alien to Nigeria. When we hear the word biscuit, it is believed in Nigeria that it's a kind of thing, it's a kind of confectioner that is made in factories. So when I get outside then and I tell my friend that I bake the biscuit, they just look at me and ask me, are you all right? Because biscuit is not, but I've never heard of somebody baking biscuits in Nigeria because it is attached to factory. So that's what I'll be doing for this video, and I'm excited to do that. Very very excited. Before I continue, I'd like to thank my patrons for supporting my channel. Thank you very much for your support. I'm grateful to you guys. Without your support, all this would not be possible. Thank you so much. With all of my heart, I'm grateful to you. Most especially Mr. Mike Atomic Shrimp. A very wonderful man. Thank you, Mr. Mike, for all your love for me. I'm grateful to you. Also, if you want to become my patron, the link to do that will be in the description of the video. Thank you very much. All right, let's go into the video now. So the main ingredient of the forked biscuit is self-raising flour, sugar, and baking powder. But because in Nigeria, self-raising flour is very, very scarce. There is, in fact, I can't find in this my locality, but it can be found in cities like Lagos State and other cities that we have in Nigeria. But in local area, you can't find it. And the reason is very obvious, because it will be more expensive than normal, that plain flour. So what do I need to do? I went to the internet and I'll find a way that I can make my own self-raising flour. So that's what I'll be doing for this one. But I need to prepare my pan first. I need to butter my pan to make sure it is ready for the baking. So I want to make a self-raising flour now. Making a self-raising flour is pretty simple from what I saw all over the internet. So this quantity that I'll be using is 1 cup of plain flour. Yes, there we have 1 cup of plain flour right there. Then 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. I have my measuring spoon here. 1.5 of teaspoon of baking powder, and this is my baking powder right here. Those of you that you're my long-time subscriber, you'll be familiar with this baking powder already, because it's the only brand that I can find in this my locality. So I'm to take 1.5 of baking powder. This is one, then the half of it. I don't even know the principle behind the measurement of dried ingredient. Is this supposed to be tall as mountain like this? Because that's how tall this one is. Or is this all supposed to be flat? I have no idea. Is this supposed to be like this? Please let me know in the comment section below. Is this supposed to be a mountain like this? Or supposed to be flat like this? So I have no idea. Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you, as you'll be doing for me. I love your suggestion and your correction. I love it very much. Then the last ingredient, will have 1/4 of a teaspoon. 1/4 of a teaspoon salt. This is salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon. All right. The next thing is now for me to mix everything thoroughly. And according to the internet, it becomes my self-raising flour that I'll be using for the main recipe. All right. So next is that for me to mix everything together. In another instruction, I learned that after mixing everything together, you can decide to sieve it. I can decide to sieve it, but I'm not going to be doing that. I just need to mix everything thoroughly and it becomes my self-raising flour. Maybe whiskey will be faster than this. Alright, let me take whiskey. I have a whiskey. Special thanks to my patrons for sending me this. This was sent all the way from United States in Texas. Thank you very much. More than 80% of my kitchen equipment was sent by my subscribers. People who genuinely cared about me. Thank you very much. I'm grateful to you guys, I'm grateful to you guys. I just don't know a way to show my full appreciations to you. Despite the fact of that, you guys still stuck by my side. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I believe that is thoroughly mixed. So I need to beat the butter and the sugar before I continue the recipe. Once again, this is a spatula. This was also sent to me all the way from the United States. So this is what I've been sending me. It's been a while that I've received the package and I quite understand the reason behind it, all the pandemics and so on. So I'm still thankful to you guys. And aside from that, this is not really, it's too expensive to send a package from overseas down to Nigeria. Some people have been wondering, well, why is this other expensive? A corruption. In a country where corruption rules the day, nothing will work in that country. Corruption rules the day. Like for example, now we just concluded the presidential election and the House of Representative election now, and we already know that the parties that lost the election, they've started taking the winner party to court. What are they accusing them of? They are accusing them of manipulating, rigging the election result, and also overvoting and underage voting. Underage voting. I'm going to talk more about underage voting. You see a child about 10 years, 12 years voting in Nigeria. But the part of Nigeria that this thing is most problematic there is the northern part of Nigeria. It's the most unsettled part of Nigeria, northern part of Nigeria. And one of the reasons is that they don't really care about our academics. They want to remain as they were 2 centuries ago. And they are very, very violent compared to other tribes. They are extremely volatile and violent. Some might be thinking, I'm only saying all this simply because I'm not from the tribe. No, I'm saying this because of what I've seen, what I've heard. What I've seen, what I've heard a lot. That's why I'm saying this. I'm not saying this out of spite. No, I'm saying it the way it is, and I can give countless of evidence to support what I'm saying. Countless of evidence to support it. I can give that. All right, I believe the butter is ready now. Now it goes in the flour. I'm gonna add everything together once. So I'll be doing it gradually so that it can be thoroughly mixed. That would be better. The batter is ready now, so I'm going to divide it into very small quantity, into 16 sizes. But it seems the butter is too much, so I'll be adding my self-raising flour more to this. I believe it's not supposed to be soft like this. It's supposed to be a little bit hard. So I'll be adding more quantity of self-raising flour to it. I've already done that. No, so I believe it should be better and it should be thicker than before. Oh yes. I can feel that it's thicker than before. According to the instruction, I'm to make a small dough of about size of a walnut. So when we say walnut, depends on how big the walnut is. We have small walnut and we have big walnut. But I'll be going for medium walnut. That's what I'll be going for. I hope my fork will be able to give me the fork biscuit. I hope, I hope, I hope. I'm not even sure this will be up to 16, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. But whether it's up to 16 or not, the most important part of this recipe, just like I used to say in my video, is if it is edible. It doesn't matter if it looks appetizing or not. Though I'm not saying the look is not important in baking or in food generally, but I believe the most important is it edible? Is it safe to eat? Alright. Once it's safe to eat, I believe you can go on. If there's anything you think I should have done better in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. And remember, I'm still a learner. I'm still learning all this. It's not what we do here in Africa generally. So I'm still learning this. It was Mr. Mike Atomic Shrimp that introduced me to baking. He's my teacher, my instructor. He's my producer too. So introduced me to this baking. I've been enjoying it ever since. Okay, that's about this. It's now time for me to fork it. But I'm not confident this will leave a mark on it. I've already preheated my oven. I don't know if this will work. Well, I can see it just slightly. I'm not sure. All right. I'm not really sure. But from what I'm seeing, I can still see mark. I must have done something wrong. I know that. Probably from the ingredients, I've added too much butter or any other ingredient like that. I know I've done something wrong. Even at this stage, if I'm to rate myself over 10, I'm going to rate myself 2. That 2 is even a generous one if I'm to rate myself. All right, this is going into the preheated oven now. I use gas oven, courtesy of my patrons. So again, thank you very much. So over there, so this, I'll leave this for 15 minutes. All right, it should be done by now, but unfortunately, I can't even see the mark. For God have mercy, I'm so terrible at this. I'm just so terrible at this. That even started burning. You can see that it's getting burnt. But I know I'll get better. Yes, I know very sure, 100% certain that I'll get better at doing this. I just don't know what can I call this? Blob biscuit, amoeba biscuit, or butter biscuit. But should I call it butter biscuit or amoeba? The probably name that I can give to this my unique recipe. So I'm going to give it 10 minutes for it to cool down, and I'll taste it and I'll tell you how it tastes like. It is cooled down. Oh, look at that. Brown. Wow. Believe me, it may not look like biscuit, but it tastes like biscuit. Yes, it perfectly tastes like biscuit. Wow, I can't believe this. I'm not going to use this pan anymore. It's like it burns my food. I'll look for another pan. I don't like this pan anymore. It burns my food. But this, I don't know how to say this. The look is not appetizing, but believe me, this works fine. I love this. This is so good. Wow, I love this. All right, that is everything about this video. Once again, special thanks to my patron for supporting my channel. Thank you very much. You can also become my patron by clicking on the link in the description of the video. Thank you very much. This is my amoeba biscuit or blob biscuit. All right. See you next time. Thank you.